Welcome to Oilers Nation Everyday with your hosts, Tyler and Liam.
On one hand, the Oilers beat the LA Kings. On the other hand, they continue to play the same brain-dead, boring style of hockey that's gotten them eliminated in 3 straight postseasons. So who's the real loser, I ask? Let's get into it with the lead. Dump chase, 1-3-1. Protect the front of your net. This spring, it'll be different, Kings fans, because you won't even be in the playoffs. Anyways, welcome into Oilers Nation Everyday. We are live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out online at sportscloset.ca. The show, as always, a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Liam, hello. How was your weekend?
How was my weekend? Well, I went to the game.
The Oilers game.
The Oilers game. It was flat. Lacked a bit of tempo. Ceremony was cool pre-game. Leon's got a nice dog.
I talked about this with the Sauce, Ryder and Lisa, weekdays 9 to 11 on the Sauce YouTube.
Check it out.
Check it out, please.
I'm begging.
If you're the dog, you're freaking the hell out, right?
The dog seemed pretty fired up the whole time, to be honest. Like that tail was wagging
a lot of
throughout
smells.
the national anthems. A lot of smells, yeah. A lot of smells. Especially with the LA Kings on the ice because they stink.
Yeah, although they did get the best of the Oilers, so hand up, accountability.
Yeah,
they did win the game.
Aaron, if you could, Aaron or Eli, anyone listening, just do a bit of research and tell me if you can tell me what the regular season record is for the LA Kings against the Oilers year by year. For let's just say the last, I don't know, 3 years.
I will find that for you in 2 seconds, Liam.
Okay, because I know last year the Oilers lost it.
Yeah.
I think the year before they split it, and the year before I don't remember.
So, applying that filter, applying another filter, enhance. You know, like they do in movies? Enhance. Last year, the Edmonton Oilers went 1-2-1, so they won one of the 3 games.
Okay.
The year before that, the Edmonton Oilers went 3-1.
Okay, so they won that season series.
Won that season series. Year before that, 2-2. So
go.
they've won 1, split 1, lost 1. And
Sounds
this
good.
year, they're 0-1, but obviously season series far from over.
And last time I checked, the Oilers beat them every single playoff round.
Yeah, I don't need to do any. I'm
No,
pretty confident that
we're
is
good on
correct.
that one.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure that if there's any Kings fans watching, you're well aware of what's happening here.
Yeah.
We don't care. You care a lot because you have nothing to cheer for. Actually, no. I take that back. You have something to cheer for early in those series, and then you get overconfident, take a big team photo with all your shirts off, marking one of the Oilers players, and then lose the series the rest of the way.
Yeah. There was a tweet
Classic.
from the mayor, John.
Oh, I saw that guy going at Spec.
Going at Spec.
That was really weird.
So Spec, for those of you that missed it, tweeted. Spec tweeted, Kings still playing that passive back up through the neutral zone style. It wins some games during the season because teams don't see it much anymore. But the last playoff round the Kings won was the 2014 Cup Final. It's astounding that they stick with it. That isn't like a cheap seat shot at the LA Kings.
It's
like
a fact.
their own players have said that in the past. And yeah, you haven't won a playoff round in 11 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not critical of the style of play that you haven't changed over the course of those 11 seasons as you routinely exit in the playoffs because you can't keep up with the high speed and the tempo of the Oilers, like, reassess. Mark Spector with a totally fine and professional view of the LA Kings. John Hoven goes back at him. Let's examine a few things here. A, Spec hasn't seen real defense in 20 years, so he likely doesn't know what it looks like. The Oilers have made back-to-back Stanley Cup finals with pretty good blue lines.
Based on their defensive play, I would say they killed Vegas and Dallas this year offensively, but also just shut them down defense. They won a Game 5 1-0 in overtime in Vegas.
In Vegas.
But no, their defensive game was brutal.
They literally went to the Cup final in back-to-back years. Yes, like Connor and Leon, and the scoring's great,
course.
but they play a what I'll call you can almost call it an aggressive trap that the Oilers play, where they just hem you into your own zone and grind you down with their cycle, so you have nothing left to give by the time you finally get the puck back. Anyways, John Hoven goes on to say, B, Oilers haven't won a cup since 1990, so whatever they're doing isn't working.
Whatever,
they
man.
made it to best team in the Western Conference back-to-back years. They've won playoff rounds. They have 2 banners hanging up, Western Conference champs, back-to-back years.
I think it's important that hockey doesn't go down the avenue of what the NBA has gone down with ring culture.
Yeah.
I think it should be appreciated what teams do.
Yeah.
And that have success. Like, we joke that, like, the Dallas Stars are like the Oilers of their kryptonite.
Yeah.
They're still an unreal team. To make it to the Western Conference Finals every year is still an achievement.
Yeah.
And I don't think hockey is fully in that way, but you get people like this guy. Well, when was the last time you won a Stanley Cup? It's okay. You haven't won a playoff round in 10 years. Like, that's also 12 years. It's a very valid point. It's like, it's crazy to think.
He adds on, and one more for the road.
Here we go.
I'll take the 2014 Kings in a sweep over any team the Oilers have rolled out in the last 3
man.
decades.
They fucking won. like, what are we doing? There's no, you know what? I take them too. Like, what an idiot.
Prime Jonathan Quick.
That's not even a comparison. Yeah, they didn't win. But if they had won, then you know what? I think I would take McDavid and Draisaitl over
I can't believe this is where we're starting the show, but he goes on because some Oilers fan tweeted him and said, "At Grok, do the Oilers own the LA Kings?" And he responds, the mayor, "Here's the issue. Don't need Grok for this one. Oilers have owned the Kings. True. Means nothing. There's no banner for that accomplishment."
There's two Western Conference champions. There's two. You have a Taylor Swift one. Actually, we have Garth Brooks.
I like this response from Tristan, Sergeant Battle. I'll take the 1980s Oilers. Yeah, I'll take the
I was just going to say
the mayor, the 1987 Oilers. I'll take them in a sweep over the 2014 Kings.
Me too. Yeah, good one, Tristan. What a dipshit. Like, what a dumb thing to be. God, this is why I deleted Twitter off my phone. I can't be dealing with these low brain-powered people. That's so dumb. That was a great team. The Kings 2014 was an awesome team.
Great team.
They were honestly, admittedly, probably the team that really got me invested. And I'd say more the 2012 team. Like, the Oilers, obviously, but in the grand scheme of the NHL, it was the 2012 Kings. And I think it also would have been the same year of the 2012 Lightning when Dwayne Rollerson came back at 42 years old and dragged them to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, that was awesome.
I think that was 2011 because didn't they lose in the conference finals to Boston?
They might have, yes. Yeah. It was, but I remember watching because I knew a little bit about Rolly. Obviously, being an Oilers fan. And then for hearing him come back and do what he was doing, I was like, this seems like it's incredible. And it was.
So anyways, the Oilers lost to the LA Kings. I mean, that happens. You're going to lose games. They got a point. It wasn't, their best effort. Dave Pagnotta is our guest. He's joining us at 1 o'clock today. Before then, obviously a recap of the loss on Saturday night, a setup of tonight's game. Jesus, against the Chicago Blackhawks.
Busy week.
The Oilers play 5 times in the next 7 days.
God. Yeah, back-to-backs today.
Day off.
Tomorrow. Day off. Thursday they play someone.
Yeah.
I don't even know who they play. There we go.
Islanders. At home. Matt Schaefer coming to town.
Yeah, and then back-to-backs at home, Vancouver, St. Louis. Sunday's an important game, though, folks. 1,000 game for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
That's Sunday.
Goes to plan. What did I say?
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought I said.
Yeah. I was just echoing it, confirming it.
Okay, good.
996, 997, 998, 999, 1,000. Yep.
That's the save percentage for the next 5 games. Let's hope. That'd be nice.
Yeah, a little shutout. That would probably that'd probably help. But let's do our recap of last night's game, and it is our Saturday night's game.
We're everywhere today.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. It's Monday.
Everywhere but here.
It's brought to you by Derek Dodge. It's the beginning of a new chapter for Derek Dodge as they are under new ownership, bringing a fresh approach, new energy, and renewed focus on customer experience. And right now, they have an unbeatable deal. You heard us talking about it last week, but if you missed it, with every vehicle purchase, you will receive a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. That's not a chance to go. That is a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. Leave the lot with the new vehicle and your flights and accommodations for a trip for 2 to Vegas. It's all on Derek Dodge. That's tough to beat. Derek Dodge, visit them 6211 104th Street Northwest or online at derekdodge.com.
Just because we're continuing this trend of being kind of everywhere. Isn't it supposed to be the other one today on game days?
Yeah, but post-game days is Derek Dodge. This is both a post-game day edition of the show and a game day edition of the show.
Jeez,
so we'll do both ad reads.
This is everywhere. All right, here we go.
The Oilers fall down 1-0 to the LA. Or sorry, no, this is the Draisaitl goal to make it 1-0. We are all over the place today.
Okay, reset.
Let's turn our attention to the big board. On Leon Draisaitl night, the most predictable thing ever was that he would score, right?
Yeah. I think we all had that one.
I was watching the game with my buddy Connor. We were both like, hey, squad bet. Connor to score or Leon to score twice tonight. Yep. His parents look thrilled. But when Leon Draisaitl, like this is another one of those goals where like it almost irritates me because I'm like, God damn it, Leon, like you can do this like way more. And I know he's like point blank range or whatever, but like his shot is so good that even when he's like kind of fading away and it's not quite a back foot one-timer, but it's like kind of like it, like he doesn't get all of this and still just the sheer power of his, I mean, that a lot of that too is the big blade he uses, but the sheer power that he possesses, man, he can score from anywhere. This is why I want Leon Draisaitl to do what Connor McDavid's doing and shoot $6 a night.
The best part about this goal, though, and these two were awesome all night. Podkolzin and Kapanen on this play is amazing.
Yeah.
Like Podkolzin right in there on the forecheck, and then Kapanen comes and spins it out, gets it out to Leon too. Like again, like we spoke about it the other day when Kapanen got back. Like I don't know how long he's going to be able to sustain this level of play, but my God, if it's more often than not, then the Oilers have a legit second line.
Take it while you can get it.
Yeah, and it's honestly awesome. Like you kind of forget how quick he is.
He's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, he is. He's a fun player. I really hope he can keep going for him because he's got he's skilled as well.
Yeah, he is. Like, again, this guy's a first-round pick or whatever, right? He's had really good years in the NHL. Seems to be finding a home on that second line. Kapanen finds Draisaitl 1-0. This is the Corey Perry goal that tied it up. Who took this penalty?
Oh, it was Nurse. But didn't Kempe hold his stick? I didn't see it. I was at the game.
A penalty.
I mean, whatever.
I think it was a penalty too, but I thought he held it. But either way,
Connor Ingram has to hold on to this puck. Simple as that.
Yeah.
It's a weak goal. And listen, you can call out Connor Ingram for allowing a weak goal while also acknowledging that, I think he had a fine hockey game. Save percentage was still north of, or was dead on 900, I believe. Yeah. Just got to hold on to that puck, man. Like, why are you even doing that?
Yeah, he clearly just closed his glove too early when he went to catch it. I think he didn't go into his thing, so just ends up dropping down.
I do think there's a bit of a concern, and I said this on Friday, and I saw it again on Saturday, and I don't know if it's confirmation bias. Maybe goalie people can help me out. I think he kicks a lot of pucks right into the slot. I think he really struggles with rebounds at times, so that makes me a little nervous. Not that this is a great example of that, but like, hold on to that puck. And there were just a lot of moments in this game where it was like, okay, he kicked that right back out into the slot. And luckily enough, there's an Oiler there to kind of clear it away. But I don't know. His rebounds are just, it's not worry territory. It's watch territory for me. I'm just keeping an eye on it right now. But Ingram was still fine for the most part. It's 1-1 going into the second period. You were at the game, obviously. Oilers didn't have their best opening frame. I think it's very fair to put it that way.
No, it's always interesting, isn't it, when those ceremonies happen, like kind of takes a little bit of the sting out of the start of the game, I would say.
A little bit less juice, yeah.
I don't think the ceremony went that long.
They played a very long video for him, though.
It was a great video. Draisaitl had tears in his eyes.
No.
Swear to God. He
Stone Cold German.
Yeah, he did. He was very, you could kind of tell. Like, I mean, it's a cool, I had tears in my eyes. It was lovely.
You were upset?
But I think those moments you do need to have them, you know what I mean? And I thought it was cool. But then he came out in a second and got him right away.
Yeah, got one right away. Leon Draisaitl, second of the game. Set play off the draw. Look at this. Ding, ding, ding. Get to your spot, Leon. Bang. Fires it home. Again, Forsberg gets a piece of it. Draisaitl's too powerful. It gets through him. But the set plays, the Oilers utilize set plays, I want to say more than any other team in the NHL. His dad clearly didn't give a shit that he scored.
I used to do that.
But when the Oilers do their little huddle before the face-off, like it's not always going to like come to fruition or whatever. Yeah. But this is the stuff they talk about. Leon goes, I'm going to win it back and then go right to my spot.
Underrated pass from Bouchard, too.
Great seam, yes.
Like
the timing, this is like...
everything.
Yeah. If you wait half a second longer, Edmonton gets a stick in the lane. If you pass it half a second sooner, Leon Draisaitl's not in his spot yet. Mm-hmm. Not even half a second, probably a quarter second. But just a great, great goal by the Oilers. And again, sometimes these drawn-up plays, like they won't always work, but when you have players who are as skilled as the Oilers are, like you can do stuff like this. And it's a differentiator from them to other teams. Like I don't think the LA Kings have two players capable of hooking up for a goal like this.
Oh,
off a set play.
No, and this to me just goes to show why they gave Joel Edmondson the deal that they did. You know, his ability to completely miss the puck, not carry his guy that's going to the back, like special player.
That would be the last goal the Oilers get before they fall behind. Andre Lee ties it up at 2.
Yeah, bit unlucky here.
Bit unlucky, but the third one is actually the one you had more of a beef with.
Yep, cheater. So if you're watching the game, if you're at the game and a little bit confused like I was, so I'll roll you back a little bit. Bouchard fires the puck down the ice. It clearly tips off. I think it was Brian Clark, to be honest. That's okay. It clearly goes off whoever the Kings player was and goes down. Hyman gets the puck. His first two is not even close. And then they blow it back and they send it all the way back. So LA ends up scoring off the face-off if you wanted to show the goal, Aaron. It's just a simple throw it on net from Brian Clark. Good tip by, what was it, LaFerriere, or the non-French one. They got to go 3-2. But here's my gripe with it. They called it for offside and it wasn't even close. Aaron, if you want to show the screenshot. We did a freeze frame, and you can clearly see Zach Hyman is there on the blue line. The linesman, not on the blue line. And the puck is further than a stick length ahead of him. And they called this offside on Zach Hyman. And then it comes all the way back. LA gets the goal. And then even the players were like, what do you mean? 'Cause I think they thought it was maybe...
I think they fucked up the icing and then tried to cover for themselves, being like, it's offside.
Maybe there was a lot of you could tell there was a lot of confusion on the ice too, but then they go to a commercial break, they call the offside, and then LA scores off it. And obviously the Oilers had the opportunity to win the face-off and take it back or whatever, but it's just why are you calling that? I don't think it was anywhere close. That was also the same linesman that called. It kind of worked out for them, I guess, but called the Bouchard offside on the power play at the end of the game. McDavid then goes through, gets the penalties 5-3, they end up scoring, so it doesn't work out. But it's just that's not even close.
Yeah, they messed up that call in overtime when the LA's net got knocked off. You're not supposed to blow that dead until the Oilers touched the puck, and they just blew it dead immediately as LA was going back the other way. So I mean, these calls come and go. You get some, you don't get some. That's life. Again, the Oilers had an opportunity to win that face-off and have the puck not go in. Could have gotten a big stop as well. A whole bunch of things could have played into that.
I just think that one, I think that's too close to call almost. You know what I mean? That's so... the puck was going so far.
Yeah.
I just think if you want to say, hey, we made a mistake on the ice and center ice face off, fine. But it's put it right back in the Oilers zone. I thought that was crazy call.
Sergeant Battle says should have been a center ice draw. Yeah. It's a center ice draw if they acknowledge they messed up an icing.
That's what I mean.
But they didn't.
They thought it was offside.
They thought they were correctly calling an offside, not incorrectly calling an icing. So, face-off's got to come back into your own end on that one. I don't know.
I thought it was a bad call.
Yeah, I mean, again, I just feel like that's one of those things where, breaks come and go.
Maybe. But that was Matt Duchene level.
It was not it was pretty egregious. The puck was, but that puck's also going fast, right? I don't know. In real time, when we watched the clip in real time, even back today in the office when you showed it to me, I was kind of oh yeah, they thought that was offside. That makes sense to me. And then you show the freeze frame, and it's oh shit. But just because again Hyman's so far ahead of the play and the puck's coming in. Yeah. Again, the Oilers did tie up the game. So they got this one back. They get a power play, and this one it's Connor McDavid once again. And God, I love when he scores and gets fired up. Sneaks it under the arm of Forsberg. At first, a little bit of a muted celebration, but then Connor McDavid, who recognizes that his point streak's been extended to 18 games, finds the back of the net. Oilers tie it up at 3. The second the Oilers got the power play here, I live bet the comeback. Got it at plus 210, I think, or plus 190.
They got the power play?
Yeah, as soon as the arm went up, I'm yep, auto bet. It's a 5-on-3. Under the arm. There you go. Connor McDavid in a shooting mood. I love that he didn't try to force this to Leon on Leon night or anything like that. It was just grab it, rip it, tie the game. 3-3 goes to overtime, and obviously overtime, the shootout doesn't go the Edmonton Oilers' way. They had plenty of good looks in OT. I think we can all be in agreement as Oilers fans. The Connor McDavid goal shouldn't have counted.
I haven't really seen it again. I wasn't, but also too.
They won't show you replays in the arena if it's not a pro Oilers replay. So there's that.
They showed us the replay.
They did,
but they only showed the puck going across the line. They didn't show the goalie interference, and they come out and say that. So I don't know. I saw some arguments online. Maybe you guys can let us know in the chat too. The interference came after the puck had passed Forsberg.
Nah.
I don't know. I thought he just drove the net. Knobloch seemed to think it should have been a goal as well. He's you should be able to drive.
Do we have it, Aaron? No. Okay, that's fine.
So I thought it should have been.
For me, it's a pretty clear. Connor shoots the puck. Forsberg stops it. McDavid then bumps Forsberg. Also, was McDavid shoved? Yes, but the order of operations goes puck on net. McDavid bumps Forsberg. That's number 2. Doughty then bumps McDavid and gives him a shot and pushes him. Puck hits McDavid. McDavid hits Forsberg again, and the puck goes in. It's not a goal. Listen, I know you guys maybe want to be homers and whatever, and maybe there's a bigger conversation to be had about should these type of goals count? Like, why are we taking offense off the board? But if that was the other way and they counted it, you would all be freaking out. So it's not a goal. He hit the goalie before the puck goes in. And I know, again, like one counter argument, you can sit there and say, well, did he really impede his ability to stop that puck? The puck also only goes in because Connor McDavid, after hitting the goalie, is in the blue paint and it goes off his chest and in. The contact with the goalie happening pretty much supersedes everything else that happened after it. The puck went in. Connor McDavid hit the goalie. Someone said it's protecting goalies. Yes. If you allow that goal to count, you will have an onslaught of guys who just lower their shoulder, crash the crease, and go, whatever, if I drive and this goes in, it's going to count. Like, you need to protect goalies. This is a non-starter. That was absolutely not a goal. The contact comes first. There's no other argument for this one.
I think sometimes when you see these goals, I'm watching it right here. It's like, I don't know. I can see what you're saying. I just think back to stuff like when the puck is like being covered, like there's the idea of, does the goalie have possession? And I'm trying to think. I think the Oilers scored a goal on UC Soros last season, and we see the ones I keep thinking of in my head is like the puck sat on the goalie's pad,
yeah,
and then guys fire it, like just keep poking at it. The puck gets across the line. They call it goals. So what's the difference? Because the goalie doesn't have possession of it. And I do agree, like, it maybe doesn't happen. Okay, so the contact is there, hits McDavid, he then gets pushed into it, and then the puck goes over the line. I don't know. It's a tough one to call. So I just don't think on the broadcast, I thought they blew it off because the net was off. And here's my thing. It's like, if you're going to do it for that, fine. But then you've got to, then LA then has to challenge for goalie interference. And maybe I'm mistaken in the sense of like what they actually announced, but maybe they did just announce no goal.
They announced no goal for goalie interference. The call on the ice was no goal for goalie interference.
Okay.
So for me, Aaron,
was that before or after they reviewed it?
Before.
Okay.
So Aaron, as it resets, I'll just want you to pause it a few times because I want to reiterate to the YouTube folks. So like, again, order of operations here. What's first? Shot on net, contact. Right there, there's contact in the blue paint. And Doughty is barely touching him right now. But if you go back, like, whatever, 1 frame, 2 frames, like, watch when McDavid first makes contact. It's here. Okay. Even though Forsberg's paddles out, all that is contact in the blue paint with the goalie. Doughty has not touched him yet. Okay. Roll it. Doughty touches him here. Puck's still not in. Doesn't matter. All that matters is that McDavid made contact after his initial shot on net. It's no goal. It's no goal. Does Doughty hit him? Yes. Is Doughty hitting him maybe the reason the puck goes in? Sure, but we really can't be sitting here having an argument. You can't create, and this is where the league got in trouble before, and I think they're starting to correct it. You can't have the gray area of like, well, did he impede his ability to stop the puck? Would it maybe have gone in anyways? It's like, no. He hit him, and then the puck went in. It's not a goal, guys. End of story. End of conversation. Not a goal. Yeah. T-Dog, he's in the blue paint. It's never going to be a goal. Absolutely. I want the overhead angle, but I get why it's called no goal. He hit the goalie before he got hit by the defenseman. Goes to a shootout. Adrian Kempe snaps one home. The Oilers go 0 for 3. Leon Draisaitl, please stop doing slap shots in the shootout.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
It's very annoying.
We know you can do it. There's the Kempe goal.
I was there with my fiance.
And if it works, it's cool.
Well, when he came on the ice, I said to her, I was like, this is a slap shot. And he just comes down the middle and rips it. I think he scored one like that. Oh, no, he didn't. He scored the Datsuk. Or what was it?
He scored against Vancouver with a slap shot. I was looking it up.
Was it preseason or regular season?
No, he scored one that he dragged it around the goal and just slid it right in.
Yeah, that. He scored on a slap shot goal before against Vancouver.
So, I don't know. I wish he wouldn't.
Me too. Like, he's good enough where
did
he can
did the goalie save it?
Yeah, it went off his knob. So there is that too. He did it was a little unlucky because it goes off the wood of the goalie's stick and that's why it doesn't go in. And you can see that he had an angle up there, but I don't know, man. Why are we bad in shootouts? I mean, yeah, the Oilers are not a great shootout team.
I just don't think they care. I really just don't think I don't think anyone cares. to be honest. I think they get out there and you can just kind of tell by the effort. And I don't care. Like, if I come out of the game, I was like, well, all right, whatever. Whatever happens now happens.
Yeah, like if they win in a shootout, maybe you're a little bit happier. But I'm not exactly.
Yeah, it just doesn't bring me down, I guess. And I think we listened to their post games too. Like, I don't think they were that down on themselves. I think they were more upset about the game in general than losing in the shootout. So there's always that side of it too. It just is what it is.
I've brought up this stat before, but I can plug it again. The Edmonton Oilers, since the start of last season, are the only team in the NHL who have not won a game in the shootout. They are 0-4 in the shootout. 31 teams have registered at least one win in the shootout. The Edmonton Oilers are the only team without one. If you go back 3 years, their record in the shootout's 2-5. Utah is the only team with fewer over the last 3 years, and they weren't even a franchise for one of those seasons. So
well, if the NHL would just figure out his goalie interference, the Oilers would have won an OT anyway.
Meh. Whatever. I think they got what they deserved in this hockey game, I think is maybe my final point.
Yeah, I think the outcome did probably deserve to be the LA Kings.
And the Oilers, I don't think were so bad that they didn't deserve a point. They got a point. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And yet again, what do you make of this, the fact they haven't won 3 games in a row?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Because I think this was the 7th attempt? 8th attempt? Okay.
I mean, if you're winning 2 out of every 3, you're the best team or one of the best teams in the NHL.
That's kind of what I think, too.
So I think it's a little bit overblown. Like, I'm not super concerned about not winning 3 in a row because, again, just keep winning 2 of 3 and everything's going to be okay. So, yeah, I'm not very worried about it.
It reminds me a little bit of the start of the season when we were talking about how they just don't have any regulation wins. It's okay, but I think eventually it's just going to kind of balance itself out a little bit. Like, if the Oilers win, hypothetically, 7 games in a row. There's a world where if the Oilers just show up for these next 5 games, they win every single game this week. They're all very winnable games.
Oh, yeah.
Like, their hardest opponent is the New York Islanders on Wednesday at home.
Yeah.
You should be able to beat.
And the Islanders on the road this year are 11-10. Far from a juggernaut.
Yeah, 500 team, whatever. And it just kind of works itself out.
Yeah, you're playing Chicago at home. Chicago's under 500 at home. You go to play Nashville at home. They're 500 at home. Lots of opportunities here. Also, this weekend, who do you get again? Vancouver and St. Louis?
Yeah.
Vancouver, we're going to talk to Pagnotta about them in a little bit. They're the dumpster fire amongst all dumpster fires.
Hell yeah. Finally.
Weirdly enough, 12 of their 16 wins have come on the road. But they've lost 3 in a row, 2 wins in their last 10.
Away from their terrible fans.
Yeah, even they're relieved. And then you get St. Louis. St. Louis is 7-15 on the road this year, straight up. I
hope we play Bennington.
Oh, that'd be fun. Insider Magic said our D is a mess. More on that in a second.
They changed things up there.
Yeah, they changed things up a little bit. Regula only played like 9 minutes against the LA Kings.
That's interesting.
Jake Wallman can't come back soon enough. But how soon is the return of the Oilers defenseman?
I just don't care about Regula anymore. And it's the same thing I have.
He's a 7th defenseman.
It's just, and I'll talk about Frederick, who actually I thought that line was pretty good the other day. I thought they've actually found a bit of a role on this team, as I think they're the defensive trio, being Frederick, Lazar, and Janmark. They took a lot of defensive zone draws, and a lot of them finished ahead of the red line.
Which is that's all you want from them.
It's great. I thought Frederick, they did a good job of getting, towards the end of the game, at least in the third, they were doing stuff like, they were mixing it up, but they do like Draisaitl, Frederick, Roslovic, for example. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, if one of them gets out, you have 2 other guys who can take draws and they get him in. So they were putting him in spots to actually succeed. I know I'm going to play, like, what do you play, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever. Yeah. But like, that's a role. Like, that's something. He's not just going out there to do nothing.
So let me just give you some numbers that back up your point on that 4th line.
Yes.
They had 7 shift starts in that game. 4 neutral zone faceoffs, 3 defensive zone faceoffs, 0 in the O zone.
Yeah.
Okay, so they did not start a shift once in the O zone. It was 3 in the D zone, 4 in the neutral zone. Even with that in mind, they still outshot the LA Kings 2-1, and the shot attempts were 5-1.
Great.
Awesome.
Great game.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, and
the Oilers' worst line, actually, in terms of shots at 5-on-5, was the top line, Nuge, McDavid, Hyman.
They did not have a good game.
No.
I thought Hyman was very off. Also, it's something too, and
which is like also again like when we criticize some of these guys, like
it's gonna happen.
Zach Hyman is allowed to have off nights. Like it's the reason it's not our lead story to get it. Today.
Yeah, he might be. It might be his first off night of the season. To be honest,
well, except for all the games he was off.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Threw me off my point. Oh, that was it. So, and this happened both ways. And obviously, the temperature is quite good in Edmonton right now. Mm-hmm. And maybe this isn't going to work into my point, but like, I wonder if the ice was like a little bit off just with like the temperature is rising because there was a lot of guys falling. Really? Like a lot, like all of a sudden he's like losing edge. And like Hyman had that breakaway, and before he'd even got 2 steps, he was on his ass. And like LA did it a few times. Like, I just wonder if like the slight, and I'm not making it an excuse, it's just an observation that adjusted things a little bit. But yeah, either way, the other thing, do you want to get into the deep pairings? Because what they did, what I thought was interesting.
In terms of what they did last game or what they're doing tonight?
I actually don't know what they're doing tonight. So
okay, so what do you want to talk about with what they did?
Well, let's find out what they did tonight. I'll tell you if my point's it's the same.
It's the same.
It makes me wonder if Nurse and Emberson is going to become their third pair. And Stasny and Wallman will become their second pair. And obviously Stasny's stuck with Regula right now, and that's fine, whatever. I thought Nurse and Emberson played relatively fine. Yeah. I don't know what the numbers said, but my observation was I thought they were fine. I thought everyone just kind of got fairly outchanced in a way defensively. I thought LA had some decent pushback. They also outshot the Oilers. So that would add up. So that kind of goes to the point of the fourth line, too. Their numbers looked way better.
Nurse and Emberson this season have played 33 minutes together at 5-on-5, scores 1-0. So they haven't allowed a goal in 33 5-on-5 minutes on the ice together. Expected goals are 54%, shots are 58%. Those are green numbers, man. And I know what you just kind of said of like, oh, these guys will be the second pairing, these guys will be the third pairing. I almost like don't want to view it through that lens. Okay. It's more of like Nurse and Emberson, a little bit more defensive. You're going to shelter them a little bit.
Yeah.
Wallman, Stasny. I honestly kind of would trust those guys anywhere, but they're going to move the puck a little bit more. Yeah. Those are the guys who, honestly, I'd probably want taking more shifts with the Connor McDavids of the world, where like they both pass well, they both jump up in the rush. I want those guys playing on the ice when Connor McDavid's on the ice. Frees up Bouchard and Ekholm to just kind of be your jack of all trades pairing, but I like that idea. I will gladly take a Nurse Emberson, Stasny, Wallman. That also, I mean, you still have Wallman on his offside, which maybe you don't love. Mm-hmm. But still, he can play there. I'm not overly worried about it. I think it's good. Cheeks is in it, says, and they make sense. Good skater who pinches. Embiid's a fine, focused defensive player. Yeah, and Darnell Nurse skates well, like he says, and Emberson's one flaw is actually that he doesn't skate particularly well. So you have these two guys who can kind of play off each other a little bit.
And I think Emberson, too, while I agree, skating isn't his best attribution, he's playing quicker. Like, I think he's making quicker plays
he's getting hit less.
The puck. Yeah. So I think that's good. And someone put in there, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins actually is in the chat, said when Regula is in, they can't have Stasny up due to 2 lefties, 2 righties. They do that all the time.
Mulick is in and says, was last game the first one? Also, Cheeks Clap, who's in there as a Kasperi Kapanen account, says, I'm a she, Tyler. How would I know that? How would I? If you put your real name in there, then I'd probably be able to figure it out. I'm just kidding.
First loss of a 900 save percentage.
Mulick said first loss with a 500 save percentage. No.
Calvin Pickard.
No. They've lost to Connor Ingram start when he's given him a 900.
Calgary.
So
this is a third at least.
Yeah.
Because Pickard gave him the game against Tampa Bay, which was a 2-1 loss.
Yeah, the Oilers. Yeah, Pickard had a 943. They lost in overtime to Tampa. Did Jari give him one? No, Jari did not give the Oilers. Jari was 3-0 as an Oiler. That was the third one. I don't think Skinner ever gave him one this year, eh?
Probably safe to assume no. No, I don't think he did.
No, he did. December 2nd. They lost 1-0 in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they lost 1-0 to Minnesota, and Skinner stopped 23-24. So it's actually the 4th time this year the Oilers have lost when getting 900 or better goaltending. So 4 of their 23 losses this year. A little bit annoying still. This is a small thing. God, I hate seeing that the Oilers have lost more games than they've won this year. And listen, so has Vegas. Vegas has 12 loser points this year.
They're Montreal.
That's insane.
Yeah. That's why we should all assume the Oilers are going to make the Western Conference Finals. I mean, let's just be honest.
Because they just need to be the 2 seed, and they're going to get a great... Honestly, the 2 seed might be the spot to be. Mm-hmm. Although...
how am I going to word this? I would almost be more worried about San Jose because of the point of you don't know. Like, you don't know how Macklin Celebrini is going to show up to a playoff game.
Yaroslav Askarov might just be like unbelievable for a week and you're hooped.
Like, you're familiar with Vegas, and I don't mean that in the sense of like San Jose is better than Vegas, because I don't think that.
Yeah.
But I just think there's a bit more of like, what's the term? It's a boat, or mystery box could be a boat. It's kind of like Vegas, like, you know they're a boat, but the mystery box in San Jose, it could be something terrible, but they could just be the same boat.
Yeah, I still think, Liam, let's be honest. If right now, gun to your head, I said...
But do you think San Jose was going into that series against Edmonton in 2017? Like, we're playing the Edmonton Oilers, who have McDavid, a young McDavid and Draisaitl. Cam Talbot obviously added into that, but like, I don't know. I don't think San Jose is as much of a... I think Edmonton would win. I just think San Jose would be more of a... You don't know.
Yeah, but I'll still take the flawed roster at the end of the day. Like, they might beat you a couple... Like, I don't know if it'd be a sweep.
Yeah.
But, and I get what you're saying, but like back in 2017, like the numbers pointed a good direction for the Oilers. I was looking, San Jose still, even with their good play as of late, in their last 10 games, they're 29th in 5-on-5 goals for percentage. Like, they've gotten some timely power play goals and things like that. When it's bad in San Jose, it's still pretty bad. So I'm not even willing to say they're fully a playoff team. They're at minus 19 goal differential in the year too.
I do think they're a playoff. Can you pull up the standings again, Aaron, please? I think they're a playoff team. Do we have the Central ones too, by chance? Okay. I don't think Seattle's a playoff team. I do think Anaheim will probably rise a little bit, if we're being honest. I think
should figure it out, but they have one win in their last 10. They've lost 5 in a row.
That's not good. Good for us. The only two teams, you're right, that are locks for playoffs are Edmonton and Vegas. The rest of them, like, you're not really sure.
Seattle round 1, hell yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I'm honestly, as much as I know we're Team Jared McCann, give me Seattle round 1, right? Mm-hmm. Oilers dust them.
Yeah, so let me just map this out in my head. I think Utah and Seattle are the two playoff teams right now, right?
Yeah. No. Points percentage or points? No, it's Seattle and LA.
I cannot believe
5 Pacific teams.
That is considering everyone brags about the Central, do you think the Pacific has...
I don't think
Hard to say, right? Because, like, I don't think any of us know Nashville. Like, I don't think any of us think they're good.
No.
Like, Winnipeg's fallen off a cliff. Like, when you look at it, like, it does make sense after game 82 that the Pacific would have 5 teams. Like, if you had to pick one of the two, you would probably go with the Pacific right today.
In terms of
5 playoff teams.
Yeah, because again, Winnipeg's just such a wild disappointment.
Yeah.
But also imagine, like, at the start of the year, if I would have been like, hey, 5 teams from the Pacific are going to get in, Calgary and Vancouver basically at the bottom of the West.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck? And Anaheim's not one of them. Like, that's crazy too. Mm-hmm.
I do need Anaheim to rise up to finish 4th in the Pacific Division.
To get LA out?
No, to get my futures bet.
Oh, your futures bet. That's right. Also to get LA out.
And to get LA.
Yeah. A little bit of both. But yeah, here's the wildcard standings.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, that Central, the top of the Central is so damn good. But again, if you're Edmonton, you're sitting here going, let them beat the hell out of each other. We'll make quick work of Seattle or San Jose. We'll have a good, hearty battle with Vegas. That'll take 5 or 6 games. Mm-hmm. And then Dallas, Mini, Colorado, whoever it is, we'll see you in the Western Conference Final.
I would love the 2 wildcard teams to be Anaheim and Utah, and San Jose to sit in the 3rd spot, just to bring the youth life into the playoffs. You know what I mean?
I want to address one comment. Central's peaking too early from Davin. I'll disagree. I would have agreed with it in years past because we've seen Winnipeg last year, bang, out of the gate, so hot. We've seen Colorado's in year past peter off. The fact that there's 3 of them,
yeah,
I don't think you can say all 3 are peaking too early. I think one of them will obviously emerge as the winner of that division, and they'll go to the conference final. But I just think it's hard to say that all 3 of them are just magically peaking too early. I just think they're 3 really damn good hockey teams. Dallas, Minnesota will be a first-round matchup. Pretty funny that that's pretty much already locked in, hey? Like, they are going to play the final 36 and 35 games of their schedule basically to see who has home ice advantage in that series. They're not playing for anything else. Neither one of them's catching Colorado.
It was like a few years ago when the East was basically determined by
Christmas.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And then the Islanders still went out and got Bo Horvat.
Oh, yeah. That's the Islanders. They do funny stuff like that.
And now he's an Olympian. So.
All right. Let's get to tonight's hockey game because there are some notes that we need to touch on. Game days here on Oilers Nation every day. are brought to you by Capital GMC Buick. Check out their extensive inventory of top quality vehicles like the 2026 GMC Terrain Denali or the 2026 Sierra Denali Ultimate. Capital GMC Buick is Edmonton's highest volume GMC dealer and the #1 certified pre-owned dealer in Alberta. And did you know 5 different players on the team right now currently drive a vehicle from Capital GMC Buick? That is pretty crazy stuff. Capital GMC Buick is also committed to community, raising over $30,000 last year for the Stollery Children's Hospital. Check out the dealership at capitalgmcbuick.ca or in person, 9751 34th Ave Northwest. Capital GMC Buick game day here on the show as the Oilers take on the Chicago Blackhawks. And a Blackhawks team, we were just kind of talking about that Central Division. They found a way to, we'll say, keep their head above water. They only have 19 wins in 45 games. Again, there are a lot of teams in the West who have lost more games than they've won, but have stayed in the hunt. Chicago, for example, despite the fact they only have 19, they're 19 and 26 straight up. 7 loser points have helped them stay just 3 points out of a playoff spot. And they've gotten through the stretch of the season where Connor McDavid was hurt. And listen, we talk about the Oilers struggling with their 2 superstars off the ice. Chicago is no different. The Hawks with Bedard on the ice at 5-on-5 are +4. With Bedard off the ice, they are -23. That is a 27-goal swing throughout the season. How?
Their record without Bedard, too, is crazy bad.
Terrible.
Yeah, and that was kind of the whole thing. What's that coach called again? Jeff Blashill? They would say he was talking about like Bedard not being on the Olympic team. He was just like, well, when you put on his impact of winning, it just says it all you need to know. I think he has really come around this season in the sense of like both sides of the ice. I know people always criticize the defensive game. I don't think it's as bad as it seems. But it's good to see that he is able to continue to elevate his game and he's not just kind of plateaued like some first overall picks have.
And I do... Again, I don't think they're a great team with Bedard off the ice. The numbers show that. They have taken some steps forward, though. You don't get to this level of being competitive just by Connor Bedard taking a step forward. Because, like, I remember the first year he came to Edmonton, I went to the game with Jay, and we were sitting there, and Chicago got a power play. And watching Bedard try to operate on that power play was like... It was weird. It was just him picking up the puck. I knew he scored that game on Skinner.
It was like the first shot of the game. He went bar down. Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But, like, that whole power play when I watched that game live was just him trying to carry it up the ice by himself. And I remember on DFO Live, we used to have the coach John Goyens on the show. And he did a full breakdown. And it was like, I want to say game 50 or 60 of the year. It wasn't the end of the year. But it was like he put together a 2-minute montage of all these instances where Connor Bedard would like zing a pass to someone on the Hawks and they just wouldn't be expecting it because they weren't used to playing with a player like that. So listen, he's had to learn, Bedard that is. He's gotten better. He's made some improvements. They've improved the roster around him. And now I think a lot of people view Connor Bedard a hell of a lot more favorably than even they did 8 months ago, Liam.
Do you think he's a top 20 player in the league?
Yes. Pull up his board again.
Name him. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
he's an impressive
46
player.
points in 33 games. I know he has to stay healthy, but played out over an 82-game season, Liam. That's like a 110, 112-point pace.
Yeah.
You don't do that on accident. That's just not.
Definitely not.
I think sometimes guys will have 90 to 100-point seasons, and it'll be like, okay, they had a really good year. Think about like the JT Miller years and stuff like that. I mean, God bless him, but like Nuge can get his way to 100 points, right? Guy, you can't luck your way or career year your way to 115 points. That's like truly elite kind of stuff.
But Bedard is 7th in the NHL in points per game.
Crazy.
Points per game.
Who's ahead of him?
McKinnon, McDavid, Kucherov, Celebrini, Mark Stone, Leon, and Connor Bedard.
All right.
Impressive list. I think Mark Stone is being undervalued for this Olympic team, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
The other player in Chicago that's having a great season on pace for 43 goals, Tyler Bertuzzi.
Ooh, really?
He's on pace. He has 23 on the season. When Bedard was out of the lineup too, from the start of December-ish when Bedard went out, he has 10 goals in 20 games. He's having a great year. 2 more years at $55 million. He's a guy who popped up a couple weeks ago. How much? 2 more years at $5.5 million. $55 million. What league is this? That'd be a lot of money. 2 more years at $5.5 million. He was kind of brought up the other day. I was like, I wonder if the Hawks would move him if they decide to sell. I think the Hawks are kind of past trading NHL players for picks. I think so. I think especially players like him. I think they want to take the step of like, we are pushing for a playoff spot. And we can't just keep letting go of all these guys.
Yeah.
And like, obviously they got rid of a Lucas Reichel, but that was someone who just wasn't working out for them. I think they would maybe move on from their lower bottom of the lineup guys and maybe continue to elevate some younger players. But they have a legit NHL team now. And I think they're not a great team by any means, but it's balanced in the sense of like, we've got guys who have had success in the league and we've got a good group of young guys coming through. Like, look at their third line is centered by Oliver Moore, who was also a first round pick for them. Mm-hmm. They got decent. I like what they're doing.
If you're talking about tonight's lineup, I know a few people in the chat have pointed it out, but there is going to be no Frank Nazar for the Chicago Blackhawks tonight, and that is another guy that you want to talk about a big reason why you maybe think Chicago can take a step faster than we thought coming into the year. Frank Nazar is a reason why. He is going to be, and I don't even think this is much of a bold prediction, he's a year from now, he will be viewed as the number one value contract in the NHL.
What's he on? It's like 7 something, right?
So they signed him this offseason, coming off, I think, basically his rookie year, $6.5 million. And it's an 8-year deal. He had 21 points in 33 games. I know he cooled off a little bit towards the end before he got hurt, but like, this is a guy who's going to put up 80 to 90 points every year of this deal, and he will make $6.5 million. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Starting goaltender tonight for the Chicago Blackhawks. Then we'll get to a couple of Oilers notes here. Spencer Knight is the likely starter. And hey, again, that Seth Jones trade, what a win-win for everybody involved. Chicago gets another first. Chicago gets their franchise goaltender, Spencer Knight, who has been exactly that ever since he joined the team. Florida got Seth Jones, who was sadly instrumental in them winning a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, unfortunately. Now he's on the Olympic team. And then you get people who have been like, the Oilers should have gone out and got Spencer Knight, Cam Robinson. No, they shouldn't. They didn't have Seth Jones to give up to get him.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about?
What are we going on?
And you think Florida was going to sit there and be like, sure, Edmonton, here's the goalie you need to beat us.
You know, if you Bill Zito, I would imagine, he gets a call from Bowman. It's like, you're right, Stan. The only reason we beat you last year was because our goalie wasn't good enough. Your goalie wasn't good enough. Mm-hmm. Take Spencer, keep going, see if you can beat us this time around. Yeah, I'm sure they were more than willing to do that. Idiots.
Tonight for the Edmonton Oilers, Andrew Mangiapane's back. He's in for Ike Howard. Ike Howard benched last game, took a penalty.
Yeah, he did.
On the power play. Took a penalty and then also had that one go off his stick that then directly went into the back of the net or whatever, was tipped in. Saw this one coming, I think.
Yeah.
You don't want to just sit there and bury Mangiapane in the press box for a month. They're obviously trying to trade him. This is obviously going to have a resolution at some point here. But still, I mean, whatever. You got to play the guy eventually. I don't actually hate this lineup at all. Keep everything else the same. We talked about what we liked about the fourth line. The top six has been dynamite over the last stretch. Like, you're not breaking up the second line, and there's really no one who deserves a promotion up to the top line. So keep everything together. Swap Mangiapane for Howard. Give Ike Howard a game up in the press box to look things over and go from there. It's also back-to-back. He'll probably play tomorrow.
So I have 2 points. One, we had a mailbag question this week that was like, do you think minutes should be elevated for Howard and Savoy? I don't know what your answer was, but mine was like, it's not necessarily about should their minutes be elevated. It's like, who are you taking minutes away from? I don't think anyone in that top six deserves fewer minutes right now. And I'm also very happy with the way the third line has played relatively. I think you were right in saying that Howard was clearly benched. He had just over 10 minutes, whatever it was. I do think he has made a decision now, though, that he's like, I am going to be aggressive and try and win the puck back. And he's a bit more determined player than what we saw at the start of the season, which I think is fantastic. I think he obviously has the offensive touch. I think we've seen a different side of him. My third point is, it's the dad's trip. I think they want to get everyone into a game whilst their dads are there. And like, you can be upset about that if you want to, but I also do think it's important that you give the players that back. As much as Andrew Mangiapane's been like, I want to move on, I don't think he's being a dickhead about the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Hope not.
He seems like I think if he was, I don't think he'd be on this road trip. So that would kind of be my thing. So I understand the decision, I guess is what I'm saying.
D2C says a bunch of teams want Mangi, so just have to wait for a trade or he plays good. I think if a bunch of teams wanted Mangiapane wouldn't be here right now. And that's not me saying there's no interest in the player. I just think it's a lot of teams going, ooh, yeah, we'll take him, but and we talked about this with Pagnotta last week. Oh, yeah, we'll take him, but you're taking our little problem here. And it's like, damn it.
I think that's what's kind of preventing the deal is like the Oilers trying to find what problem they want to take back.
Exactly.
And
maybe even waiting out some teams, like Charlie Coyle was brought up the other day. Mangiapane for Coyle, yes, I love the idea. You need them to keep money, though. Yeah. So, like, what's the trade look like when it's Mangiapane plus what for Coyle at 50% retained? That's where this stuff sort of gets a little bit complicated, right? Yeah. And maybe that's why the Oilers are waiting. Maybe Columbus is sitting there going like, hey, we like Mangiapane. We're still kind of in the mix playoff-wise, so we can't fully sell yet. Call us in a month. Call us in 3 weeks. If we're below 500, we'll pull pin here, and we'll give you Coyle 50% retained for Mangiapane and a second-round pick. And, like, you just got to wait a little bit. Like, there's politics at play. There's timing stuff at play here. Like, Columbus probably doesn't want to wave the white flag right now, so you got to wait.
The other side of it, too, is Columbus is starting to fall. They won last night.
Starting to.
But, so they're currently last in the Metro. Yeah. They might be last they are tied for last in the East. The last playoff spot in that division is 51 points. If they wanted to catch Pittsburgh, maybe it's a bit different, whatever. Yeah. They have 45. So they won last night, but I think they've lost 2 of their last 6.
And K. Waddy, I'm presuming, not happy about Ike Howard coming out of the lineup. He says, so take Freddie out, not Howard.
No.
Back-to-back games. And again, like, no, the fourth line was fine last game. You don't need to mess with that. Ike Howard can sit a game. Like, this is not the end of the world.
No, it's not the end of the world. I don't think it's a punishment to him. I just think you look at it and he's the guy that plays on the second unit power play and doesn't give you any... Like, he's not a special player. And I don't mean like he's bad, but like he plays 5-on-5. Mm-hmm. And he plays 20 seconds on the power play. Yeah. And if that, So it's just stuff like that. So I'm not really too concerned about where Ike Howard falls in the lineup.
All right, I want to play a little game with you.
Okay.
Tonight, Connor McDavid versus Connor Bedard with Connor Ingram in net. Connor Murphy on the blue line for the Blackhawks. There's a lot going on, a lot of Connors. So we're going to play a game that we call Fill in the Connor.
Okay.
Instead of fill in the blank, it's fill in the Connor. I'm going to ask you 4 questions. They all have something to do with a Connor.
With a Connor? Okay. Yeah.
Number 1, Connor Bedard will win blank Hart trophies in his career.
0,
Liam. You don't think he's going to have one MVP caliber season?
No.
I think you're crazy.
I agree with you, Liam. My answer was also 0.
Yeah,
he's playing at 110-point pace right now in his third year in the league.
He'll win the Rocket.
Yeah, that's fine.
Not the Hart.
You don't think Connor Bedard will win one MVP? I couldn't disagree more.
Okay. You asked me the question.
I know. And we're having a debate about it.
I think 0. I think that Celebrini will win more. I still think he's in the McDavid era. I think we'll see what happens, obviously, towards the end. But I guess we're thinking of the players that are in the league right now. And I just think there's still a few guys ahead of him. I think Chicago would have to go have some crazy seasons. And I think they're also in a division where it's incredibly difficult for them to have unreal seasons, but maybe if they do, that's how we would get one.
I think it's something. I think he might win one in the next 2 or 3 years here. Okay. When Chicago takes a step forward, and like you don't need to win your team doesn't have to win the division for you to win the MVP. Not. I could see a scenario where next year he puts up 45 goals and 60 assists or something like that, 50 goals maybe, and they just sneak in, and it's like, yep. Connor Bedard is the MVP, and it won't be because he's better than McDavid and McKinnon and Celebrity and all these guys. It'll be narrative-driven, and I know that, but I think he'll win one. I wouldn't be surprised if one day he wins 2. I was going to ask you a question of, and I obviously know your answer now, but I was going to say from right now until the end of both of their careers, so you only get the last 10 years of McDavid, but you get all of Bedard's career now.
Who wins more?
Who wins more? And I was about to be like, it might be the same. They might win the same amount. McDavid might only have one more MVP in him.
I will never doubt how many MVPs McDavid will win.
But that's
not. No, that's not. Because at the start of the season, you mentioned that you don't think he'll get back to 150 points.
I know. I'm saying, though, like when you say you don't want to bet against Connor McDavid and the MVP. Mm-hmm. Scoring titles, yes. Being the best player, yes. With MVP, there is voter fatigue. There's all these other layers to being an MVP that like I would doubt a little bit with McDavid.
I think it might get to a point with him, too, where it's kind of like, he's now 34 and still putting up 140 points.
He's deserving of an MVP,
he still should win them. So I just don't think he'll, like, maybe 1.
We'll close off this poll. 52% saying no to the Connor McDavid goal not counting. I'll put one in here. Will Connor Bedard win an MVP? Yes. No, I put an extra capital there. There you go. Okay, dropped it in. I'm surprised you went 0. I thought you'd say 1. I was going to say 2.
No, I think 0.
Okay.
I think he's bad. I just don't think he's MVP level.
I just think at this moment, Bedard might be too one-dimensional. But once again, he's young as hell. He's got so much time to round out the all-around game, but I'm with Liam.
Can you pull up the rest of the January schedule, Aaron? This next one's a morbid one, Liam.
Okay. Oh, no.
Connor McDavid's on an 18-game point streak.
Oh, when does it end?
Connor McDavid's point streak will end on blank.
Let's say Washington.
I could see him getting... Ooh.
It would kind of be a bit ironic if it ended against Pittsburgh, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it will, though.
Here, go to the next slide, Aaron. February. No. Go back. I think that. Let's just say Washington, I honestly think never, but maybe Washington if I want to give it.
I was going to say April 16th against the Vancouver Canucks. Yeah.
You think he's going to go the whole year?
No, but like when I think about it, I'm like, would I bet a McDavid 1+ points in every single game from here on out? Yeah. Yeah, I probably would.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he won't. There's going to be a bad one in there, but I'm not doubting him. I'm going to say the Pittsburgh game. There's just something weird about that one.
I'm looking at longest active point streaks in the NHL. Patrick Kane's longest, 26. Sidney Crosby's longest was 25. Mitch Marner did 23. Kane had 20. McKinnon 2 years ago had a 19. So the idea that McDavid can't keep this going for a long time, like tonight against Chicago should get one.
Yep.
Tomorrow against Nashville should get one. Sorokin's playing out of his mind.
I just think at home.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I went with Washington just because of Logan Thompson. Like, I could see Logan Thompson just having a great game. Whereas Sorokin, yeah, you're right. That's definitely an option. But besides that, like, they play a lot of bad goalies.
Yeah. So if he can do it all this week, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. If he were to get to 28 games, it would be the longest point streak that anyone's had. It would be the 6th longest point streak in NHL history. That's pretty crazy. I think he might get 31st to Saturday night against the Wild. I can see him losing that game 3-1.
Yeah, I could see that one too. It's one of those 2 Saturdays, I think.
Yeah. One of the 2 Saturdays, I think that's fair. Wouldn't it be something if he went into the Olympic break? Because
that's what I was kind of wondering.
He's at 19, right?
I mean, they play Toronto and Calgary before the Olympic break.
Should get one in each of those.
Back-to-back games, which is kind of wild.
If he makes it to the Olympic break, again, that's 4, 8, 11 games. That puts him to 30. He'd be at 32, which the only players who've ever had point streaks longer than 32 games. No, the only players who've ever had point streaks longer than 30 games are Wayne and Mario. Wayne did it twice. Mario did it once.
Crosby had one in like 2012?
2010, he had 25 in a row.
Okay, that's what I remember.
It's an 18-game streak at the moment.
18, sorry. Okay, still.
19 goals, 42 points, 95 shots.
The 95 shots is bonkers.
Awesome.
It's all bonkers.
Yeah.
Third one I got for you. Connor McDavid will end the season with blank amount of points. He is currently on pace if you were to just, again, this is including his slow start, but I do think, the slow start and this absolutely nuclear run for 6 weeks probably like balance each other out to a pretty decent point. But 78 points in 45 games works out to a 142-point pace. Connor McDavid finishes with blank points.
I was going to say 153. So I think he gets over 150 again.
Over 150.
He's playing
unreal,
unbelievably. And it's I don't know, it's crazy to watch right now. And he's shooting the puck so much. Like even last game, I felt like I was watching. I feel like he isn't shooting them, like missing chances. Finished the game with 5 shots. It's wild. I think 153 is my guess. Granted,
149 and a half would be the line I'd set if I was a book.
I would say over. But that's obviously that has to be considered as like he plays every game and like doesn't go off the end of the season.
So I saw an interesting idea on Twitter floated out. The gold medal game, if Team Canada were to make it, is on the 22nd in Italy. Okay. Presumably, McDavid wouldn't be getting on a flight till the 23rd. He's flying back from Italy. Not an easy thing to do.
To California,
because the Oilers start with a 3-game road trip through California. If you're the Oilers, because again, like Leon can likely fly back earlier. I don't think Germany's going. If you're the Oilers and Leon's back on, say, the 20th and he's rested, ready to go, whatever. Would you entertain sitting McDavid for those 2 games?
I would see what he wanted to do.
you know he's going to want to play.
Then I would let him play.
All right.
Then he makes it. I think that's what happened when I know Four Nations was in North America, so it's
A
different.
little different.
But yeah, I think that if that's what he wants to do, then it is what it is.
Fair. Sometimes I wonder, like, again, he's going to want to play if he's there.
But when they're how many they go Anaheim, LA, and then San Jose, well, good day break, and then after.
Yeah,
you
and then
can
they're
kind of catch up on like one good sleep. You know, like maybe just take some sleeping pills and sleeps on the plane for the 10-hour flight, 11-hour flight.
So they play that Saturday against the Sharks, and they have back-to-back days off, and they're home, and they only play 2 that next week. So
okay, yeah, I think it would be fine.
Interesting. Last one I got for you in the film, the Connors. I'm going to ask you about a Connor who's not involved in the game tonight.
Okay.
Connor Unger is blank.
Oh, yeah.
If you've missed this, Connor Unger down in Bakersfield is off to an unbelievable start with the Bakersfield Condors. These are his numbers. 5 games. He got his first shutout on the weekend. He's won all 5 games, has a 1.38 goals against average, and a 9.53 save percentage. Liam, this is the same Bakersfield Condors team that was making Connor Ingram, an established NHL veteran, look like he didn't really have a future or a path to the NHL. But this kid, Brock University, spent the beginning of the year with the following teams. The Fort Wayne Comets, the Greensboro Gargoyles, the Orlando Solar Bears. They started the year loaning this guy to other ECHL teams so they could find games for him. He's now up with the Condors, and he has been dynamite. Connor Unger is blank.
Red hot.
A legit prospect, question mark?
The future, question mark?
I don't know.
Wow.
He's playing, I think, a lot of credit. He deserves a lot of credit. Like you said, he's played for 3 different East Coast teams this season. And I think the Condors deserve some credit in this too. I guess the minor league system for the Oilers. I was listening to Keith Gretzky the other day talking about how even though he was on those other teams, like, they were still checking in with him. All like goalie coaches still working with him from like their side of things. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what the path is for this guy. I think I'd like to see like a 15 game sample size out of him before I like put anything too heavily on him. But I think it's great to see because, like you said, like a youth sports player to get to where he is right now is quite remarkable just in itself. What I will add to that is this is exactly why the Oilers need to get rid of Calvin Pickard. They cannot just send him down to Bakersfield. Or Matt Tompkins, one of the two has to go. You can't just keep blocking the way for these goalies that clearly have some potential and just keep putting these older guys in the way.
Not an issue if you just keep 3 goalies.
Or you just trade him away and get a 5th round pick for him. And Nathaniel Day, again, when's he joining the party? Could be any day now.
The Oilers party.
Yeah.
Shut up. It's an interesting story to kind of track. The vibes are high down in Bakersfield. Speaking of vibes being high, should we get out to the guest line?
Let's get
Brought to you by Oodle Noodle. You can take advantage of the value menu deal and add 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 wontons to your order for just $2. Any signature or premium box, in-store and takeout only. Go to oodlenoodle.ca to find one of the many locations in Edmonton. Find out which one's closest to you right now. There might be one walking distance from you. You never know. As we welcome in Dave Pagnotta from the 4th period in the DFO Rundown Insider Edition. Dave, where are you?
Boys, how we doing? Calgary. Not too far from you guys. Just out in Calgary. A little bit of work being done here before I head to Vegas for Marnerfest. His first game against the Leafs on Thursday.
Interesting. Marnerfest. Also, there are Oodle Noodles in Calgary. I think 2 or 3 of them. So if you're hungry, you know where to hit up for lunch.
Perfect.
There honestly not that much Oilers stuff to throw your way, so I think we're going to kind of stick to going more around the NHL. But can I ask you a fill-in-the-blank question that I asked Liam, and he gave what I view as a controversial answer. Here we go. Connor Bedard will end his career with blank Hart trophies.
Ooh. One.
So you do think he'll get one?
I do.
Were you hesitating because you think he could go more, or were you hesitating because you're not quite sure if you'll ever even get one?
More the latter, because Celebrini's going to be racking them up for a while. Yeah.
That is an interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we still have. There's still obviously the runway of McDavid and Nate McKinnon, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Makar eventually pull one off. We haven't seen a D get one in a while, but Celebrini right now, even to me, if you look at the actual definition of Hart Trophy and the MVP, is worthy of the conversation. So I think right now, anyway, I think we've got Macklin after the rest of the crop, and then the other Connor and Bedard, who's going to battle, I guess, against him. That'll be a nice little head-to-head, but I think he'll get one.
Can I propose to you a comparable?
Please.
Yes.
Steven Stamkos. Early second year in the league, 50 goals, 90 points over and over again. Crosby was in his way. Ovechkin was in his way. The Sedins were in his way. Corey Perry got one. I just feel like Bedard is, and I think Stamkos might be one of the most underrated players of his generation for what he actually accomplished. And I think Bedard could end up being something similar.
Great Hall of Fame career, just never gets an MVP.
I like that. I like that comparison from that perspective. It's because he's look, he woke up this season, and I think it was a combination of just people kind of poo-pooing him a little bit in terms of potential and the whole Team Canada thing. He's a hell of a player, and he's gonna be that much better. But so's Celebrini, and you've got, again, like you were saying, in comparison, so many people kind of in his way that it might be just a situational thing. But I think Celebrini's better. So I think he's going to be collecting more. Just look what he's doing right now with that group. Now, at the same time, look how great Chicago was with Connor in there, Bedard, and then how crap they were when he was out. Like, that's effectively what the overall MVP definition should be, how valuable you are to your team. Celebrini, though, with what he's doing this season, there's going to be more of that coming.
So the numbers, by the way, at 5-on-5 via natural stat trick. Hawks with Bedard on the ice at 5-on-5 are +4. Hawks with Bedard off the ice are -23, so 27 goal swing. The numbers with Celebrini on the ice at 5-on-5, they're +12. With Celebrini off the ice, they are -32.
Yeah, it's a big one.
What?
Yeah, that's a big gap. He's important. He's important to that group, and I think the Sharks recognize that just how valuable he really is to this group and what he means to this group. As we see Eklund and Smith and other guys that are going to start to come into their own, the Russian kid who it seems to be meshing pretty well with Celebrini, whose name I completely forgot, and I apologize to him. Good player. He's going to be better. I still can't pronounce it. I don't even know if
Igor Chernyshov. Sure. Yeah, that's him.
Good player. He's meshing well. Yep. They've got some other good kids, but they're going to look to insulate this even more, and I think they're speeding up that process a little bit. I don't know how much activity they'll do in terms of adding significant pieces the rest of this season, but it's certainly kind of modified the mindset in San Jose with Mike Greer and company, just because of just this emergence of Celebrini.
This issue is, and I don't want to ask you about like the rumors in Ottawa, because like, quite frankly, I don't really care about that side of things all that much. But like the fact they're going out and signing James Reimer, like that's got to be a concerning sign when you consider Linus Ullmark's future, right? Like if they were like, oh, Ullmark's coming back in a week, they wouldn't be signing Reimer, would they?
No, because and they don't know what the timeline is. Realistically, even before all this mess happened online the other day or last week or whatever it was, they just didn't know. They didn't know what the timeline was going to be. They anticipated at some point this season, but they didn't know when. And for a team that has hopes and aspirations of making the playoffs and expectations of making the playoffs, they needed to do something. Now, Reimer has stayed in shape for the bulk of the season. He represented Canada at the Spengler. And then he got lit up last night. So you hope that's just getting the cobwebs off a little bit over this last little stretch. And he played for their AHL affiliate, and I think they lost 6-5. He led in all 6. But they needed they need a veteran presence back there, and you can't just trade for anybody. The market prices for goaltenders, especially, it's not simple to get one. And this is a cheap option for them. But this is a team that's been looking in other areas to improve. I think we've talked about this earlier on in the season as well. Like Steve Staios has been looking to make another impact addition to this roster, primarily up front. I don't know if that's been swayed in any way, but the indication, from that I've been given before all this crap came out online and all this BS speculation was that they just didn't have a definitive timeline as to when he was going to come back, so they had to kind of hedge themselves a little bit.
I do want to ask you one quick question on this statement, because when it first came out, I thought it was very interesting that Ottawa even addressed what was even going on. But then you hear what the players said in their interviews. It felt like the players almost wanted them to put out that statement. Do you think that's fair to say?
I think there's validity to that. I think they wanted to I think the organization wanted to make sure that they have the players back. And every time I'm asked about this, I in the last few days, I keep giving the same answer because, look, and Brady said it, like these guys, you can say whatever you want about them. They don't care. They can brush it off. Some things are a little hurtful than others, and they'll take it and they'll either bottle it up or they'll get rid of it. They'll release it. But as soon as the families get involved, then it's a shitstorm, and it's whatever the comments are. Whenever you're trying to throw the family under the bus in some way, or you're threatening them, or this, that, and the other, that's when guys get really, really pissed off. I would be. So I think this was just the organization and Steve Staios and company responding to them and their concerns, and just to say, look, we'll if you want, we'll put something out and we'll make sure we got your back in this whole situation. Plus whatever Allmark's been dealing with. So I think it was more of a response in the room and within the organization, even though it did inadvertently put a bigger spotlight on the whole scenario.
Speaking of statements, Dougie Hamilton's agent, JP Barry, released one of his own over the weekend.
Really?
$9 million man sitting up in the press box. And of course, a statement comes out, a whole bunch of other, I don't know if you want to call it dirty laundry, kind of gets aired, but it's like, hey, he could have gone to San Jose. He said no to San Jose. And then his agent says, well, no, we're willing to be flexible on the 10-team list. Like, this just seems like such a mess. And is it fair to say the Hamilton-New Jersey relationship, like, is it fractured beyond repair?
The short answer is yes, but the anticipation has been that they were going to try to trade him again this season at some point. And then things really escalated with the whole Quinn Hughes, situation. And there was talk, was it Palat? Was it Hamilton? It was always Hamilton. The San Jose stuff was real. It was in, they were talking in June. If it was going to happen, it was going to be in July. And then I think somebody on another team told me before this was out that they'd circled back, but I don't know. I guess it might not have gotten anywhere if we're getting to this point. But I was also told his 10-team trade list is and was strategically put together to make it very difficult for them to actually trade him. So teams up against the cap, divisional rivals, stuff like that, like those kinds of examples. But which is why it makes sense that he's willing to expand beyond that 10-team list in order to help put some finality to this situation, which has blown up a little bit more publicly than I think either party would have wanted. But shots fired on one end, Fitzy comes back with another shot. I like that quote though. It was pretty good. This is a business decision. It's the business of our lineup or whatever it was, paraphrasing. But it's clear that this is going to end. This situation will end in a trade in some fashion. I've got to imagine now the hope is that it's sooner than later, and by sooner I mean ahead of the Olympic break versus the trade deadline.
Do you think Dougie said no to San Jose because he didn't give his brother Freddie a fair shot a few years ago?
Probably.
Do you think it's probably something to do with it?
Any
update? Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Perhaps some guys hold personal grudges and vendettas and things like that. So we just talked about family. Get your back of your family. It's your brother. I don't know.
Protect your family,
or
Dougie.
your cousin.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody anticipated the Sharks being a legitimate playoff contender this season. I thought it would be, another year to go. Maybe that was part of his consideration overall.
Yeah. So how obviously Dougie Hamilton's part of the news in New Jersey, but how far away do you think New Jersey is before making some other decisions on their lineup? I heard some conversation about Dawson Mercer might be available. I think that guy would be a great Oiler.
New Jared McCann?
Sure.
Here we go. I don't foresee that. Not for what New Jersey would be looking to do. I mentioned this last week, I think on the sheet as well, that Mercer's name has started to come up again just because of the sheer volume of guys that are very, very difficult to trade. He doesn't have any no-trade protection. New Jersey's looking to upgrade. All right, well, would you consider packaging up Mercer in a deal for a legitimate sniper, a legitimate goal scorer? I think that's been part of the discussion. I don't know how in depth or how much Fitzy's been willing to accept that premise, that idea, and started to explore that particular trade route. But his name has definitely been popping up lately.
I want to talk about the Vegas Golden Knights. You were telling me before the show, William Karlsson doesn't sound good on that front injury-wise, and as much as, again, you feel for a player who has to miss the Olympics and potentially miss the season, from an Oilers perspective, I just go, holy shit, is Vegas going to free up a bunch of LTIR space here, and are they going to do something crazy at the deadline? Do you get the sense that if Vegas gets the financial wiggle room to do something, that they might want to take a big swing on something out there?
I don't. Yes is the answer. I was trying to be cute with the answer. It didn't work. Absolutely. And there is word that if he has surgery, if Karlsson has surgery, his season and playoffs are pretty much done. If that's the case. So now you're utilizing full-term LTIR, which allows you to free up the full pop of his cap hit versus the league average from last season, which is 3.8. I think his full pop is 5 something?
5.9.
5.9. Yeah. So they'd be able to, if they do kibosh the rest of the season for him, then they've got an extra 5.9 to play with. Now, they definitely miss his two-way style, specifically what he can do defensively at the dot and up the middle, but newfound space to make an addition. Yeah, I mean, they kind of have been circling back and forth with Calgary on Rasmus Anderson for a while. We all know the initial stuff last season, but I think they've been checking in on him again. There's been talk of Justin Falk, at least poking around there. He's got another year on his contract. But if they lose Karlsson up front for the full season, I've got to imagine that they're going to want to try to replace him in some fashion or replace that position. So short answer again, yes. If they've got space, they are not afraid to spend it, and they've got an owner who's more than willing to write the checks.
Yeah, I think what's just interesting for me is, beginning of the year, what is Vegas going to do? You mentioned Rasmus Anderson, like an addition on the blue line makes sense. You brought up Justin Falk there. Falk feels very like a Florida-ish acquisition where like they bring him in, they slot him a little bit differently in the lineup, and it's like all of a sudden he's thriving. But I do think Vegas lost Nicholas Waugh in that deal with Toronto, and then you lose Karlsson, and it's kind of like, oh man, you've actually lost a couple pretty important layers of depth on that forward group.
Yeah, which is I mean, maybe it's a combo, or just they go towards Braden Shen. Shen is another name I should have mentioned that they've kind of circled on. Is it a combo scenario? Like, we know Dallas is looking to do something that fits both the forward core and the back end. And they're another team with Rasmus Anderson, and they definitely have interest in Blake Coleman. So maybe there's some correlations there from St. Louis's side of things. They're open for business. They've made it clear all season. Dougie Armstrong has been active on the phone lines. Just hasn't pulled the trigger on anything big. He's made 2 minor deals so far this season, but Shen is available. Falk's available. Pia Suter, that's another one. If you're looking at the center position, all 3 of those guys have another year left on their contract. That's a target for some teams. He's hurt right now, but that's a target for some teams down the road. They've got Oscar Sundqvist. They've got they're willing to listen on almost anybody, quite frankly, on this team. We know about Jordan Kyrou. Parayko's name pops up every now and again around this time of year. Even Rob Thomas, to a certain extent, although we're obviously talking about different types of deals versus some of the other guys we talked about. But from Vegas's perspective, if it's a center market, if you can't try to pry Ryan O'Reilly out of Nashville, maybe they circle in on Braden Shen and then look at a combo type move. Although financially, they might only be able to do one of those two.
The one thing I'm not liking about this Vegas stuff is it feels like them and Edmonton are almost hunting for the same players, and Vegas have money and Edmonton don't.
Yeah.
Right? Is that fair?
Yeah. I think, well, defensively, possibly. I think the Oilers would like to add a little bit more scoring depth on the wings. More than anything, I mean, maybe you're looking at a 3C, like a legitimate 3C, if you're keeping Nuge up top on that left side. Then you could see them enter that mix for a legit 3C. But I still believe this is a team that would like to bring in an Ekholm Jr.-esque type of player on that back end to help solidify that decor. And there was somebody who completely slips my mind as a potential that I would target. And if I remember it, I will tell you. Otherwise, I will text it to you guys. But somebody that fits that mold and that cap hit kind of works. I know some people even brought up the possibility of a Luke Shen scenario. I don't know how often we see Jets-Oilers trades, but that could certainly be the caliber of player that they end up with by the deadline because it fills a need. And yeah, foot speed's not there, but fills a need in terms of his defensive and physical capabilities, and also low cap hit overall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think even when everyone's healthy, the Oilers, I think, have 6 pretty good defensemen. Ty Emerson's taken a step. Too. Like, I'm not all that concerned about the top 6, but you go for a lowercase ad like Luke Shen, where it's like, okay, if someone gets hurt or if the moment's too big for Emerson, he needs a game off, no coach is going to blink about having to play Luke Shen for 12 minutes in a playoff game. Right. Yeah, and that's that's it. I mean, from Ekholm Jr. in terms of capabilities, but that's exactly right. You want to hedge your bets going into the playoffs, and if you could add quality depth on that and interchange guys given the scenarios and circumstances, I mean, that's what championship teams do. So if you have that capability, if you've got that quality depth, exploit the hell out of it. I'm sorry that we're keeping you long, but there's one more that I really want to ask you about because you're the one who kind of brought attention to it. You're at least what I saw. Vancouver's finally admitted that they're rebuilding. They're open to it. They're using the word, eh?
Yeah. There's no retool. There's no hybrid rebuild. I don't know what that is. That's just anyway, so they're rebuilding officially. Now, a little bit of bad news today, but short-term bad news. Kiefer Sherwood is out potentially a week. He's not playing tonight against Montreal. He's got a lower body injury. And now Demko as well, lower body, which sucks for him. He continuously battles injury year after year. But they have other pieces that they're looking to move. And this kind of, it just adds clarity to whatever the actual direction is. I've got to imagine the Vancouver fans are pretty happy that we have a defined direction now versus whatever the hell they were trying to explain a month ago. But it'll be interesting to see what direction they go in here with some of their other pieces. And, of course, Jake DeBrusk making more news with his name starting to circulate a little bit more frequently.
And he's starting to play well, too, which I'm sure helps the market. On top of that, Dave, enjoy Calgary, and we'll chat again with you next week.
You got it, boys. Thanks.
There you go.
See ya.
Dave Pagnotta, DFO Rundown Insider Edition on the Daily Faceoff YouTube with Dave and Irf Gafar. Drops every Wednesday. They had Islanders GM Matthew Darsh on last weekend, and we talked about that when we had Dave on last week. But again, new episodes every Wednesday. You can read his work at the fourth period. Vancouver, they're kind of like, this is the issue when you kind of try to half do this shit, is like even the JT Miller trade. Like, okay, you got Hedel, right? Then remember they flipped the pick for Marcus Pettersson. I was like, okay, yeah, you got a good player in Marcus Pettersson. Oh, he extended him. Okay, now you're sitting here with Pettersson signed long-term, and it's like, do you really want to keep that defenseman around if you're rebuilding? And you took Hedel in the Miller trade. Okay, how much different is the JT Miller trade if you just go, you know what, futures only. We want an A-plus prospect and a first-round pick. You probably would have gotten it. And, like, now you're just stuck with, Demko, right? No, we got to keep Demko because we're trying to compete. If you would have flipped Demko with a year left on his deal, you might have gotten a first or a second-round pick. And it's like now you're just sitting here with an injured goalie signed to an albatross contract that you can't move. Like, it's just when these teams chase their tails, and the Rangers are doing it now too, to add them into the conversation. you're just stuck.
Arguably the worst management group in the NHL.
Rangers or
Vancouver.
Canucks or both of them.
Well, maybe both.
But the Canucks, yes.
What's their owner called? James Dolan.
Yeah.
I was listening to the sheet the other day, and apparently he made a statement saying how Chris Drury and Mike Sullivan are here for the long term because they're changing the culture, which I think means that Artemi Panarin probably isn't going to be around for much longer.
Yeah.
I would assume. But on top of all of that, too, you also, Vancouver, you took Evander Kane's full cap hit.
That was very stupid of you.
For whatever reason. And you ended up having to move on from Quinn Hughes and just all this terrible stuff that's happened for him. And I'm quite happy to see it.
All right. Let's get to our Bet365 Game Day Betting Challenge brought to you by Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Jay is back from Mexico, but he's busy today because he runs the company. We're hoping he's back in the mix tomorrow, though. He did send us a bet. When was the last one?
The Winnipeg game.
Oh, yeah.
So we haven't had one since. So
there you go. So we're cooking. I'm up 6.4 units. You're in the positives. Jay is closer to the positives than he was 10 days ago, so that's also good. Picks for tonight. Oilers taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. Connor McDavid to pick up 1 assist. He was held assist-less in the game against the LA Kings the other day. But before that, it was 3 assists in 4 games. I like the juice here, obviously, way more than just betting him to get a point. Betting him to get specifically an assist adds a little bit of value, and I think he'll keep his point streak alive tonight, even if he doesn't score. And the Tyler Bertuzzi shot prop being plus money is fascinating because he has hit this in 6 straight hockey games. Damn. He is ripping pucks right now. He's playing a lot for Chicago, plus 240 on 2 things that I think are trending pretty well. Give it to me, Liam.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were still going. McDavid goal, Draisaitl assist, Oilers over 3.5 plus 225 for me this evening. That was a nice one.
Yeah, they should. I mean, Spencer Knight scares me a little, if I'm being honest.
But I just think the offense has found its game again. Like, even last game wasn't very good. They still scored 3. Should have been 4.
I can't believe mine pays out more than this.
Yeah, well, I don't think McDavid's goal prop is plus money right now.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What's Jay got?
The over, Oilers winning regulation, McDavid 2 points, plus 330.
I don't mind that. I can mind that. Chicago should be able to score a little bit, even if the Oilers win. Regulation over the puck line dilutes it a bit, but not a bad play from Jay, plus 330. On his parlay, our NFL parlay boys only went 1 for 3. Niners plus 6 was the only thing we nailed. You were confident in Green Bay.
Wow, all should have been. Weren't they up by 20 or something like that?
I had Chicago the whole time. Then I live bet them, actually, when they were down.
I hate the Bears with everything I have.
Ben Johnson did look like I was getting ready to text him and be like, this Ben Johnson guy's a moron.
He is a moron. He's going to screw it up next game.
Maybe.
God, I hate that guy.
But
when they did a trick play and I thought Caleb was going out to catch a ball, I was like, holy shit, Ty called this. Oh, my Lord.
They just couldn't get the ball to him. Did not have the over, but your Patriots won. But
yes, they
weirdly
did.
low scoring. The Chargers just couldn't get anything going.
They mucked it up. They grossed it up. And that was a playoff dub for my boy Drake May. And,
Congratulations,
now we move on.
Drake.
8 Angry Nuns is in and says, here's a bet for y'all. Both the NFC and AFC number 1 seeds are going to lose in the next round. The Buffalo Bills are favorited on the road against the 1 seed Denver Broncos next week. That is crazy.
The Bills a favorite?
Bills are minus 120 favorites.
Oh, that's kind of wild, isn't
That's
it?
wild.
The Bill, I think the Broncos defense is so good. Their offense is
Jags D was
brutal. Yeah, Jags D is good too.
Broncos are fraud. They're on fraud watch.
I think they are
there's
too.
a lot of fraud teams. A lot of teams
Are we
have made
off
it.
fraud watch now?
The Patriots?
Because we won a game?
No, you beat the Chargers.
Hey, it's still a playoff
You beat
team.
the Jags.
Yeah, it's a playoff
Number
team.
1 run defense in the NHL.
Ah,
Trevor
see,
Lawrence
I knew
had
there was something coming. Doesn't matter. You're a
Playoff
playoff
win's a
team.
playoff win.
Playoff win's a playoff win.
the Bills were also on the road. The Pats were at home. Like
Yeah,
the
they
Pats
won.
had to win that game.
They still,
And we
you
did
guys
win.
both
They
won.
did. Yeah.
I think they're both good teams. I think they're 2 of very few teams that are good in the playoffs.
To that, if you take the Bills and Niners to both beat the 1 seeds next week, it's plus 633 on the money line.
Damn. I don't think the Niners will win. I think Seattle's too good.
I think Seattle's too good too, but
And also the Niners, everyone's gone.
wow, everyone was hurt coming into this game, and they somehow found a way to win.
The Eagles. Big Dom might be their best receiver.
God, I hate that guy.
Good
Why does
snag,
he have a
good
headset?
snag.
Why does he have a headset?
Why is he like, there? I think it's so stupid. Anyways, yeah, someone asked. I was fired up when the Bills won. Not so much
win.
excitement, more like relief. I talked about this before, but like I don't handle it particularly well. I basically just sit, freak out, get mad the whole game, being like, they don't deserve to win. They don't deserve to win. Then Josh Allen does Josh Allen stuff. He's the best quarterback in the world.
Did you see? Yeah, he probably is number
Yeah,
one.
like I don't think it's much of a
Did you
conversation.
see that meme that was going around of it was what's his wife's name? Haley Steinfeld, is it?
Steinfeld, yeah.
Steinfeld. And she is like Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises, and he's Batman. And Hathaway's character goes, "You don't know this city anything." And he's like, "I owe them everything." It's like Josh Allen after he takes another hit and loses his leg or something. It was so
they did a
funny.
feature on him before the game about why he throws up before every single game he plays.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with nerves or whatever. It's because he used to have a thing, he said, where when he'd like really give it on a throw, sometimes his thumb would cramp and get stuck.
Because that was his whole thing coming in. He's like, you could just throw the field, basically.
Yeah, but he said his thumb would cramp and get stuck, and he'd have to massage it out in the middle of the game. And then randomly during a preseason game in 2019, he's like 2 years into his NFL career. During a preseason game against Indy, he wasn't feeling good, and he vomited before the game. And he used to like dry heave a lot.
Yeah.
But he vomited before the game, and then all of a sudden he played the whole preseason game, and his thumb was fine and never cramped.
A bit of relief.
Yeah. So now before every game, he's like, he said in the feature, he's like, I don't need to like put my fingers down my throat. Like he says he stretches, does all his stuff. He goes back into the room, puts his headphones on, and his body just goes like, all right, time to puke. And he'll put his headphones in and go sit in the stall and vomit, and he's good to go. But he does it every single game. I think that's crazy.
That is nuts. I found the Batman meme, and I just sent it to Aaron if Aaron has it quickly to play it.
But I love Josh Allen.
He's so good.
I think I love him more than I've loved any professional athlete ever.
I don't think they can hear this, but this is it. Yeah.
You don't owe these people anymore. You've given them everything.
It fits so well. It just cracked me up when I saw it.
I'd love to see him again. Get to that championship game.
I'd like to see him win because he's a very likable person.
He is.
He's a very likable guy.
Even as an AFC East guy, it's impossible to hate Josh Allen.
Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. He's probably one of very few players I like in the NFL, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That's
Like,
how
I don't
my
think,
lines.
again, the Bills had obviously the lovable loser stink for a long time, but like,
Yeah.
if they were to, I mean, God damn, I hope they win so bad. And I don't like thinking about it too much because it gets me very excited. But like, I think like every NFL fan base for the most part, except for like maybe Dolphins fans, would be like pretty thrilled for the Bills if they were to win.
Hey, Joel, back off. Let's talk hockey. We're in the last 4 minutes of the show. We're going to talk about what we want.
Oh my God, we did 90 minutes of straight hockey talk. Now we're not talking about what Joel wants us to talk about.
God, Joel.
Get out of here,
Relax.
Joel.
Rewind.
Yeah.
Go listen to the rest of it before.
Yeah.
Well, pre-gaming later this evening.
Yeah,
There you
watch
go.
that,
Who you
Joel.
got on pre-gaming today?
Me and Michael Menzies.
Michael.
The man, the myth, the Menzies.
He's the best.
He is. Should be a great pre-post game. What time's the show start today?
5:30 pre-gaming, games at 6:30.
6:30.
Which is like, I said 6 p.m. is my ideal. 6:30 I'll take as well.
A little too long though.
Yeah, 6 is the gold.
So there you go. Next week or tonight, actually, Texans Steelers. Winner of that goes on to play the Pats.
God, I'm not going to enjoy watching that game.
No,
Go Steelers.
I'm gonna be doing the 2 TV setup, but I'll be obviously way more dialed into the
I
Oilers.
think I might even go like, I'll put it on my phone. That's how much.
It's just
I might
worth
just do
keeping
like,
an eye on.
no, I might do alerts.
That's fair. Let's do a quick little what's trending to wrap up the show.
Yeah, so there was
There's a major story.
yeah, so basically if you're not a golf fan, that some live players left a few years ago, but now they've started to try and come back, and Brooks Koepka is the first player to come
Yep.
back successfully. So he will be allowed, he's been reinstated into the PGA immediately.
He's one of the guys who left for that Saudi-funded Live tour,
Yeah.
took all that money from Live, and then kind of regretted it, being like, ooh, I got all this money, but my legacy's hurting, blah, blah, blah. So he's back.
And now the PGA president, commissioner, whatever, also put out a statement being like, you have 3 weeks now, I think. I didn't read it fully, but cold notes to come back. So that's like John Rahm, a few other guys. But this is what Brooks Koepka will play immediately with a penalty. So it's $5 million he has to donate to charitable donation. He's ineligible for the player equity program for 5 years, which is a loss of 50 to 85 million.
Ish.
He's ineligible for the 2026 FedEx Cup bonus payout, so he can still play in it, but wouldn't win anything. But he is eligible to play in the President's Cup and the TGL. This returning membership policy, which I believe is what the statement was, only applies to players who have won a major or players since 2022.
Yeah.
Koepka, Rahm, DeChambeau, Smith. So the best.
Yeah, so basically what the PGA is saying here is, all right, you left for the money, and now you want to come back because you realize your legacy is not what it is. You can come back and compete on the PGA Tour, but since you left for money, you don't get to come back and make money.
Yeah, because if you remember too, they all, and you might mention it just then, sorry. The contracts these guys signed were insane.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
It was incredible. So yeah, I'm kind of glad they've just narrowed it down to like, if you were a winner here, you can come back.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you just end up with everyone. There was that other fella recently, I don't forget his name, 23-year-old guy who just turned down like a crazy offer to live. I don't think guys are going as much anymore.
Oh, Ash Kapatia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I say this every year. I'd love to stay consistent with the PGA and watch it a little bit more.
So I'm obviously going to the Waste Management this year.
Yes.
And in the last week, we've got Koepka confirmed in the field and
nice.
Scotty Scheffler confirmed in the field.
Oh, nice. That's
Unbelievable. The group chat's buzzing. The boys are fired up.
I went last year. The Waste Management is an unbelievable time.
Yeah.
You're going to have a blast.
It's going to be so much fun. And like, again, just being able to hopefully see Scotty Scheffler hit like one shot at some point will be so cool.
Yeah. Nate says that's some harsh penalties. It's harsh when you look at it on paper, but when you know the history, it's 5 million is literally
And
nothing
again,
to Koepka.
Brooks will come back and do 5 sponsorship deals that make him back $10 million, and he'll pay the fine, and like
He'll win one tournament.
Michelob Ultra is paying that fine. Don't worry.
Yeah. Is there anybody else from Live that's still there of significance that isn't coming back, I guess? Like, I know there's like Patrick Reed, Dustin Johnson, those kind of guys, but I think those 4 that they mentioned are kind of like the big guys still in that prime.
Yeah, you want Bryce. I think the tour probably wants Bryson and Rahm back the most.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Tyrell Hatton's the other guy.
Yeah, he's a
Interesting.
spaz boy, though.
Great Ryder Cup.
David Pagnotta, the guy he wanted to mention was Logan Stanley. My biggest fear is that Logan Stanley will come here, play pretty well, and the Oilers will give him a 5x5. So I just don't want it.
Yeah, that's also my biggest fear. Right next to the ocean. Logan Stanley in an Oilers jersey.
I don't know. So yeah, Bills, great. Off to the next round. Should be fun. Brooks Koepka back in the PGA Tour. That's great. Good for the sport. Anything else?
All good. I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Well, then that's a wrap on today's edition of the show. Tomorrow, another game day edition of the program. Ooh. Very, very exciting stuff. Tomorrow, they're taking on Nashville. Dad's trip for the Oil tonight. Hopefully, they can deliver a dub in front of their fathers and mentors. I think they do call it the mentor strip or whatever. Yeah. But anyways, thank you to Dave Pagnotta for swinging by and giving us some time. Everybody on YouTube, great to catch up with you all after the weekend. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy the hockey game tonight. Tune into pre and post game with our guy Aaron. And we'll see you all back right here tomorrow, noon Mountain. Oil up. What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Everyday, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.